All right, it's 5 o'clock. We'll call the May 10th Fire District 5 Commissioner meetings to order.
Mr. Chairman, if we can stand by for just a second.
Okay.
Our YouTube is lagging just a little bit this evening.
Okay. All right, it's 5 o'clock. We'll call the
All right.
May 10th Fire District 5 Commissioner meetings to order.
Mr. Chairman, if we can stand by for just a second.
Okay.
Our YouTube. All right, we're good to go.
All right. So moving on, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move. I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner NC,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. Any commissioner absences coming up? I may possibly attend the Washington Fire Chiefs convention, or conference. So I may, if I do, I'll let you know, Tom, and you might have to take the next meeting, but I'm still up in the air on that one. I got to spin a couple more plates before I'm able to do that. So anybody else have anything coming up? All right. I see we had a few communications. I see mostly letters for the for or against committee. Do you want to cover those later, Chief? I think we got the notice, and I received it from Local 3390 of an intent to negotiate. I did receive that. Set up some ground rules. We'll probably get a meeting together for that. A couple of letters, email and an official letter, and then the Rotary thanking Chief Doan for his inspiring presentation at Rotary. Always happy to see the personal thanks and the recognition of the great work our chief does in the community. And then also, it looks like, Chief, you had penned a letter to Pierce County Council in support of resolution 2022-58, making May a wildfire awareness month proclamation in Pierce County. So looks like they signed it and they did it on it doesn't have the date. Oh, the 26th of April, they put that into adoption. So good work there. And yeah, I do share with you I read your letter to them, and yeah, it's a lot of fuel. We're supposed to have another hot, dry summer. Haven't seen it quite yet, but they say it's coming. So yeah, we need to be prepared. And I think it's the Sumner fire that happened summer before last is a very staunch reminder of what could possibly happen here. And, you know, because we definitely have the fire load in the harbor. So, all right. We'll go over those yes or against the committees here later on in the agenda. So can I get a motion to approve the minutes for the April 26, 2022 meeting?
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner NC,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich.
Yeah.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. How about some voucher approvals?
I'll move that we approve the vouchers and ACH payroll transfers as outlined in the agenda, grand totaling $2,340,188.93.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, it's been moved and second to approve the vouchers and ACH payroll transfers. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner NC,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Urbina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, any reports from 3390 tonight?
They do not have anything.
All right, like I said before, I've received the email and the letter, and yes, we'll get a date on the calendar here to set some ground rules. So it takes us to Chief's report.
Great.
Chief.
A few things to report. Reported that we have some maintenance going on at Station 59. So while that maintenance is happening, the engine's working out of 53s and the medic unit out of 52s. We haven't had any major issues, and things are going along fine with Station 59. We had interviews last week for lateral firefighter paramedic. And on Friday was the chief's interview, and we offered 4 jobs to 4 lateral firefighter paramedics, and they're continuing through the process of background check and other things that we need to do. And so they're in that process. Our goal of a start date is right around September 1st. 3 of the candidates were from here in Washington, and 1 was from Texas that we offered jobs to. So we'll as we continue through the process, we'll keep you updated on those 4. We have the fire prevention division chief position is open right now. It closes on the 20th. We had a couple people that have already applied, and we'll continue through that process. Last night, Chief Waters and I attended the Gig Harbor City Council, Mayor and City Council meeting. There was a presentation from Climate Pierce County about wildfire and the dangers of wildfire and climate change and planning. So we went just more to listen and to support. We did have a few questions of Mayor and Council, but we have great support from the Mayor and Council on the things that we need to do and in prevention and making it a wild our community safe from wildfire. So we look forward to partnering with them. Also let you know that I've been appointed to South Sound 911 Public Safety Communications Operations Committee. And the first meeting that I'll be attending is this Friday. And then I'll be on that committee. I was also appointed to the Pierce County Fire Chief Board. And we are starting a process of redoing the bylaws and how we operate as Pierce County Fire Chiefs, redoing our meetings, setting some agendas. We're going to do a little work session in a couple weeks just as fire chiefs and setting some priorities so that we have a voice together rather than separate. I'm looking forward to being part of that. I think I've reported to you that we have had a meeting on the training consortium that we may be part of. Our next meeting is I think it's tomorrow. No, it's Thursday. We have another training consortium meeting where we'll be bringing the ops chief and training chiefs together along with the local union presidents, just to have a discussion of where we might be going with this and try to get on the same page. So again, it's just been one meeting so far, and it's just in its infancy. I also wanted to report to you that at the end of last year, when we negotiated the 4th platoon, as part of that negotiations, we needed to look as we changed FLSA cycles if there was any implications. I want to let you know that Katrina went through every single one of our firefighters, doing it with the old system, with the new FLSA, and looking at that spanning 1 year under the next. She had to go through every single one of our firefighters and put a report together. Chief Oldenburg and I met with President Flick, and in essence, we had nothing. It all worked out. We paid everybody correctly in the transition, but I just want to recognize Chief Oldenburg and Katrina for doing that with every single one of our firefighters. And then good news, we found out everything was done right with the FLSA transition. I will also be absent in 2 weeks for the Fire Chiefs Conference. So I'm not sure who will stand in, but we'll have somebody standing in my place in 2 weeks. And that is all I have, unless you have any questions.
Any other questions for the chief?
You know, I don't have any, Mr. Chairman, if I may, I don't have any questions, but I'm going to kind of dovetail what the chief just said. And it's something that the board 11 years ago, we wanted to do this. And for whatever, several different reasons, it didn't happen. but frankly, I plan on making a motion, and my rationale is to encourage our chief to get involved at the county, state, and whatever level will benefit Gig Harbor Fire and Medic 1. He's worked hard as far as this bond measure, getting out into the community, knowing full well he's only been here for a little over a year. So with that, I'd like to make the motion that the board encourages Chief Doan to pursue whatever he feels is appropriate as far as county, state, and possibly even at the national level. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so there's a motion from Commissioner Sudich to encourage the chief to get as involved as he feels appropriate at several different levels. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, seconded by Ravina. Roll call vote, please.
Sorry, I couldn't get my mute button. Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, thank you, Commissioner Sudich, and I'd echo that Chief Doan has been pretty impressive in the first year as far as getting onto committees and boards locally and regionally. So I expect nothing less from him in the future, and appreciate him taking on those roles. So thank you, Chief.
Well, thank you. And I promise to keep a good balance, right? I need to be at home at the same time, and don't want to forget Gig Harbor in any way, and I would never do that. But I will keep a good balance, and if I get out of balance, let me know.
Thank you, Chief. All right, do we have any standing committee reports tonight? I don't think we do. So, and I don't have anything for chairman's report, so that takes us to old business, the 2022 bond measure for and against committees. I think Chief Oldenburg's down for this one.
Yes, good evening, commissioners. I'll go ahead and give you a little brief update of some of the things that took place since our last meeting. Just to back up a little bit, last week we filed the official bond resolution with Pierce County Elections. That included a cover sheet and went to the county. We received feedback on that and it looks good. And we actually got approval for the ballot title. So the official language that will appear on the voting ballot in August has been sent to the elections. They've reviewed it. We reviewed their edits and we accepted that through our bond council. That is all done. What we're waiting for now is their official final edit of the resolution is in its entirety. And we're hoping for very minor edits with that as we move forward as well. So good progress on that with the county. Moving on to the for and against committees that are required here for the bond measure. Tanya's been working very hard on that process. We put out the public notification a while back in a number of different modes of media. We got replies before you in your packets. I believe were four actual personnel that required to be on the for committee or requested to be on the for committee. That's now been reduced to 3, I believe. Tanya, you can correct me if I'm mistaken on that, but I believe you have 3 people. John Burgess, Robin Denson, and Bryce Nelson are the 3 applicants for the for committee. We did not receive any applicants for the against committee. So pending your approval tonight, we will work with those who are selected for the for committee to provide them with the guidance they need through the Pierce County Elections to submit their required paperwork as we move forward or their statements. So before you tonight, you'll have 3 applicants for the selection to the for committee. Tanya will help shepherd that process as we move forward if you approve those 3. And we should be on our way in compliance with the for and against committee requirements. I'll stand for questions.
Anybody have any questions of Chief Oldenburg or about the process in general? All right, so I'd entertain a motion to accept the candidates for the committee for the 2022 bond measure.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
All right, by NC. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Incy,
Yes.
Commissioner Nelson,
Because I'm one of the members, I'm going to abstain on this.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Urvina,
Yes.
Chairman Wilsey.
Yes. All right, thank you to the volunteers, and yeah, look forward to moving on to into the next step of the process.
Commissioner Wilsey, may I speak for just a moment?
Yes.
There's a committee member appointment form that we have to file with the county elections office by this Friday.
All right.
I spoke with the elections office today. There's no official requirement for how we determine who the spokesperson would be. The district can either appoint or the committee can consensus. Either way, I need to be provided that information. So if you want to give me a little bit of direction on how we want to approach that.
So for the spokesperson for the committee, is that the specific question?
That's correct.
All right. I think
Did they provide any clarification at all as to whether it has to be a member of the committee or it could be delegated to somebody else?
They did not. I did not ask that specific question when I spoke with the representative when she called me back. Looking at the form itself.
Yeah, in the history of that, I think that it's been somebody from the committee that is the spokesperson.
Looking at the form, that's how I interpret it.
I'll volunteer to do it if the board needs, a specific person to appoint.
There you go. I think, yeah, since I was just kind of looking through the attendee list to see if Chief Burgess was on, if he had any interest, just to cover all the bases here, but nope, I think that would be fine. Is there any objection to that process? I don't believe we need to have a motion. We just need Tanya to fill out the paperwork, so.
I just have a thought on it. And Bryce will do an job. There's no question about that as far as a spokesman. But Robin Denson, the fact that she's a city council person and she's also running for county council, could we have maybe two people that are co-spokesmen? I mean, it would be nice to put Robin Denson towards the front also. Just my thought. Thank you.
Yeah, Tom, I don't have a problem with that. It's just I don't want to burden her too much because she's got a lot going on running a campaign for county council. That would be the only reason why I would say it might not be the best idea. So, I mean, I suppose the three of us could put our heads together and then just let Tanya know who wants to do it. That works too.
Yeah.
I don't know that the board necessarily even has to make a pick.
No, and I think it's, you guys are the committee. We've made the motion and passed it that you guys are the committee. So I would just ask if you guys to figure out who the name is. I would echo with Tom. It would, to me, just from standing on the outside looking in, it might make sense to have somebody that's unaffiliated with the district specifically to be the name on the signature line, but the message could be formed by the committee. So we just need somebody to be the spokesperson, but we'll leave that up to you guys.
We'll figure it out and we'll get to Tanya with it.
Yeah,
Thank
by
you.
Friday, at least. I think that's when yeah. All right. Anything else under old business? All right, hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to new business. There's nothing on the agenda, but does anybody have any new business they wish to bring forward? Crickets again. Okay, open public comment. State your name for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to talk. Anybody wishing to address the board tonight? Either raise your hand or All right, I don't see anybody making the moves to come in and speak. So we'll move on to good of the order. Anybody have anything for good of the order? All right, nothing again. So special interest upcoming events. Like we mentioned earlier, Washington Fire Chiefs Conference is in Wenatchee, May 23rd. And then Memorial Day, May 30th, the office will be closed. Everybody enjoy your Memorial Day. Any other upcoming events that we need to get out? Any other commissioners have?
On June 8th, we're going to be having a pinning of all of our promotions for the last year. We'll get more information out to you on place and date. It'll be here at 5:00. We're still working on inside or outside and how we do that. And then, of course, September 11th, we're working on that ceremony. So those are two things I just thought of.
All
And
right,
then Alex, the Chelan conference is the first weekend of June, but we could talk about that second meeting of the month too.
yep, Fire Commissioners meeting in Chelan is coming up. All right, anything else from the group? All right, with that, we're adjourned. Our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, May 24th at 5 p.m. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.